out here. I know, John. I got to do this whole little formal opening, so it's not Jared Big Ol' Belby, blah 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 blah. But
Dude, you
now,
look great, man. You look great, though. You got a haircut. I mean, is this your living room back there?
yeah, that's my spot.
Dude, you're looking great. And I've been seeing the new interviews pop up, like with, I mean, you're growing this thing, man. This is awesome.
Man, same to you, man. When they obviously reached out for an opportunity, I was like, that's my homie. Like, okay,
Yeah.
yes, I could do this.
Yeah, no,
But
I said no to everything. And not because but I was like, I got to talk to my guy, you know. So this is great, man. So anyway, I'll let you do your thing.
yeah, man, I appreciate you. Long Gone Heroes, folks, comes to theaters on demand in digital September 20th. I'm telling you right now, you want to see this one in the theaters on the big screen. John, truly a friend, but first and foremost a fan. Just seeing how you have just blossomed over the years is phenomenal. And one thing I always attest to your work is that you make movies for me. Like it doesn't even matter the genre. Like whatever you do, I'm here for it. And obviously we know you could be really intentional with movies like Body Brokers, and then you could come through with some action, but you always got substance in it. It's not just always just the entertaining watch. There's always something layered. And even with this one, I started to wonder. I was like, huh. I wonder what's the message or what he's trying to convey with this one. I got some thoughts and whatnot, but we'll definitely shoot the gun in here. But just for you, man, I just want to ask you, just from over the years, man, you just continue to put out banger after banger, man. Just how are you feeling? How's it? How you doing? What's keeping you motivated? What's the vibes?
Well, man, the vibes are good, and like I said before we started recording, you're growing this thing over there, man. It looks like you're in Beverly Hills at some, office space. Like you got like legit office space in Beverly Hills now, man. I remember when it was your bedroom or whatever back behind you. Now you got
Yeah.
couches. You probably got a secretary over there. This is amazing, dude. Big gold belt media, baby. No, man, I'm super proud of this movie and just I'm grateful for the work, man. I love making movies. I mean, my favorite part about making movies is making the movies. A lot of people love the premiere and the celebration, the pageantry. I could really honestly go without all that. I love being on set and working with people and creating shit. So this movie's no exception. It was a hell of a process, but I'm proud of it and I had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah.
I mean, your cast is always star-studded, but I know for you, you look at these folks as family, and whenever you call, they obviously pick up the phone and they show up. Can you talk about the community that you've built with these folks, including your wife, that you've continued to be able to work with project after project, and they just continue to elevate themselves? Like no one's taking a check and running. Like people are coming out here and putting in the work, which is a testament to not only just your friendship, but also the professionalism, but with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super grateful for the community and troupe of actors that I've had the chance to work with time and time again. It's I don't know how these things happen. You work hard and you meet other people that are also working hard and see what you're trying to do, and you stay close with those kind of people, man, that are on the same path, And a lot of the other movies I've done, these actors have appeared in, and I've done. I think George Carroll's in this movie, and I've done I think 7 films with him now. I've done 4 or 5. Frank, I've done 5. Bo, I've done 3. Eden, I've done 2. So there's a lot of history, and this movie was a very unique experience in terms of how it all came together. So, I made a lot of these calls to my friends because I needed the support. I needed something familiar to help get this thing made and done. So, I'm super grateful. I love making movies, like I said, but it's hard. It's really hard. And it's a lot easier. It makes it a little bit better if you can do it with your friends.
Yeah, let's talk about George really quickly because the character Maddie is a character that I didn't think by the end of the film and results of things and events that happens that like I was so heart to heart with this guy. Like he's a little rough around the edges, but like you tend to come around with him throughout this. That's a complex character in its own. In the midst of all the action that's kind of happening, when you have a conversation with George and you want him to play these type of characters, what's sort of those conversations?
Well, I know George. I know George probably, and George knows me about as well as any actor I've ever worked with. You know, George and I have a relationship that goes outside of filmmaking. I've known George for about a little over a decade, and we're really close friends. And so I don't really talk to George about like, hey, you know, it's going to be this and that, or it's going to be complicated. I just know what he can do, and I know how good he is, and so I just write to that, and you know, we meet in the middle. George is one of a kind, man. He's from the streets of Boston. He is himself, and he's an amazing actor, man.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun. I mean, I had a blast with George on this movie. Really did. That character Maddie is that character is so crucial for this movie because you love him. He's like the teddy bear, the bad guy. Like you're like, I hate loving this guy, but I
Yes.
can't help it, you know. And when he dies, it hurts because
Yeah.
because you've allowed yourself to love this flawed guy. So
That is a badass scene, dude. I got to tell you, that's literally one of my favorite scenes. I watched that part probably 3 or 4 times. Like, God, this is so good. I was like, man, I'm proud of my man, Johnny. Look at him, man.
thanks, man. I really
No,
appreciate that.
no doubt, no doubt. So like I said, you are very intentional with your filmmaking, and there's always messages in there or awareness. And I'm curious with this one, with this taking place in the streets of Venezuela, and unless you're just completely under a rock, we have been aware for years. There's always been a lot of turmoil down there, but there's never really depictions of just how wild it is down there. Was there a bit of research into that, or was this a light into that? Like, or is this completely fictional here?
I mean, I wouldn't. I would first say that it's fictional because there's no like this is not derived from any true story or anything like that. However, you know, when I was rewriting the script, you know, I knew we were shooting in Latin America, and I wanted to use something that was real as the backdrop for this fictional
Yeah,
story, so it would give it, you know, like allow us to buy into it a little bit and give people just a natural reason to care. You know, coincidentally, Venezuela is all has been in trouble for a while, but you know, it's obviously in the news a lot right now. So it's just
yeah,
kind of a coincidence that it's all happening at the same time, that the movie's coming out and it's gotten that bad there. But yeah, there wasn't really anything derived from any specific story. I did talk to a lot of people that were from Venezuela, a couple of the
hmm
actors from Venezuela. So, you know, I would ask them, is this how it would be done or blah 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 blah. And I had a lot of military guys down there that
mm,
were Colombian military, and they would tell me. So, you know, I tried to be real with it all,
yeah.
without I don't want to say in any way that this is derived from anything specific. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, and I even still think, even though it is fictional, like it still is a glimmer of awareness to like whether you want to believe it or not. You're like, whoa, is this like really a thing? And then you obviously turn on the news, it's like, oh wow, yes, it's chaotic, and hopefully that just leads people to like do their research and read the news and seeing what's happening in the world. Um, man, what can you say about Frank, man? I say it to you all the time. Frank is one of my favorite actors, and um, he just never takes a day off. There's always a measure of intensity, but sincerity behind these roles. And when it comes down to stun and fight choreography, I mean, he's amongst the elites, if not in the top three or the Mount Rushmore, however you want to do it. Him and Mackay, man. I want to ask you, as the fan and the friend, about the third act of this film. When you put together that scene, what was sort of your reaction?
man, I didn't really know what was going to happen in terms of like, you know, I've never done a hand-to-hand scene like that. You know what I mean? And I've always wanted to with Frank, but we never had the resources to get there in terms of time and money and bringing in the real fight guys. I mean, we brought in some, I mean, it was like a whole team of stunt coordinators and fight coordinators, like the best of the best. So I never had that. So when we were pre-visiting it and kind of walking through it, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be fucking cool. You know, like, and I kind of, you know, I got kind of giddy like a kid, and we're in this old church, and like, I mean, it was. it was really special, man. And what was really cool is, I'm a big Mackay fan, but Mackay the man is super reserved, relaxed. I mean, the coolest dude at you know what I mean? Like he just sits back and like when he says shit, it's like either super serious or it's really funny. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and he's a class act, man. So when I got to see him get physical with Frank, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool, man. And they went at it, dude. I think Frank really fucked up his ribs on that. They really went for it, and it was cool. It was, I don't know, man. I'm a movie fan like you, so when
Yeah.
when I get to do something like that, it's like, what's better than this? You know what I mean? Getting to do
Yeah.
something like put together a fight scene like that is a dream. So
It's to me, and again, commending you in your work because I would imagine if I was a filmmaker, how I would just go overkill with stuff like that and just lose sight of the story. And I love how you're able to always balance out the action with the heart, the family. I mean, anytime Melissa Leo's in the film, there's always a very important scene with her. And even she could be in the movie for 5 minutes, but you're locked in terms of how important her characters are. Again, another person who doesn't take a check and run off, but like takes the job serious. And even for that, it leaves sort of like the for me to be a little bit optimistic about what you might want to do beyond this, because I think there may be some more story there. But for somebody like Melissa, and you're bringing her on, and you have such an important character that really is another big catalyst to the motivation of our lead here. Talk to me about how you kind of position her to always be like that gleaming spotlight in all your films.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's always intentional. I never take for granted when somebody like Melissa says yes to doing a movie with me, or taking a role. So I always am hopeful, and a lot of the times I'll write something and be like, "Hey," I'll call her and say, "Hey, I wrote this thing for you. I don't know, and I'm almost batting 100 with times her saying yes, and I don't take that for granted, but she's such a great actress, man. I mean, she is a force to be reckoned with. And the thing I really love about Melissa is if you're another actor and you step in the room with her, you got to fucking bring it, you know.
Yes.
And it's and or she's gonna eat you alive. And the funny thing is Frank's the same way. So Frank doesn't suffer fools. So to put them in a room together, or on top of a hill on the cliffside or whatever where we did, to put them like that is, man, I just get to sit back and just eat popcorn. I'm like, man, this is bad fucking ass. Like, so I'm extremely grateful for Melissa, and every time she's on screen saying my words, I have to pinch myself, so.
I got there to one of them set visits because there's one thing about you, man. You are never not working. I had to take a quick look to see what was coming down the line. I did not know you were doing a sequel for Candyland. So whether it's Candyland, Sweet Heat, or Sheep No More is what I'm seeing on the IMDb. Any of those projects you can share some updates with?
Yeah, I mean they're all in various stages of development, or it's an interesting time. I just premiered a movie that I'm sure we'll talk about soon. Next time I talk to you, called King Ivory.
Yeah.
It just premiered at the Venice Film Festival. It's with Melissa, Ben Foster, James Badgedale, Michael Mando, George Carroll, and it's a really really special film. So since that we premiered that last week, I'm kind of in a space where I'm trying to see what's right to do next, and Jeremy, who I know you've met before, and I are
Yeah.
talking a lot about that, and so I'm not sure, man. I love all those scripts,
Yeah.
it's all about what one is the right thing to do. So we'll
Hey,
see.
I'm gonna be here eating it all up, boy. Just keep dishing it out here.
Next time, dude, you're gonna be at the goddamn White House, dude. You keep growing, man. This is great, dude. Where are you located?
I've been watching the DC.
Okay, all right, there you go,
Yeah,
man. Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude. Oh man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Oh, were you LA?
No, I mean where I live is upstate New York in
Oh,
Woodstock, New York. Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. And not too far, not
I'm
too
right
far.
now, but I'm going back. That's where my home is, Woodstock. So
Yeah, yeah. Hey, really quickly, one other thing I want to add before we wrap here is outside of Ida Red, I don't believe you have made an appearance in your own film. Was that just a special occasion, or might there be more of that?
You know, one thing you don't know, man, is I'm trying to think what I didn't do. So in Candyland, in the beginning, you probably don't remember this, but next time you watch it, you won't miss it. We're going through the truck stop and all the various sex acts and everything. Uh, the little boy looks through the crack in the door, and there's a guy with his pants down getting blown. That's me. That
Well
was
then.
the last cameo, man. So I got to top that next time. So we'll see.
John, I appreciate you as always, man. And listen, I don't care how much you hype me and where I'm gonna be next. There's always gonna be a spot for you here. You always gonna be a day one, and I'm always gonna be a fan of your work. And Long Gone Heroes, as I said, folks, it will be in theaters on demand and digital September 20th. Like by all means, if you can't get the theaters, check it out the other ways. But this definitely is that theater release that you want to go out there and see it on the big screen. It is that a lot of action, the crew, they roll up, they show out. Yeah, bullets are flying, fists are being thrown. It's a good time. And John, just keep working, man. Keep working.
Hey, man,
Godspeed for 50 more years, man.
buddy, I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon.
Absolutely, buddy. Thank you so much for your time today.
Acclaimed.